place called as Carcassone, and to see the UNESCO World Heritage Site. And this is like the fortress city, La Cité, and see you there. Hey, good morning everyone. So we are finally reached to this wonderful town of Carcassonne, and along with me there is Pranoy and Apurv. Say hi guys.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, so we traveled in this bus, BlaBlaCar. This was a very cheap alternative to travel to Carcassonne. We started early in the morning from Toulouse at about 5:30, 5:20, and now you guys are running away from the camera. So now we have reached finally Carcassonne. It's very cold here. It's about half an hour, 2 kilometers away to walk to the center of the city, which is the La Cité, the fortress, the medieval palace, UNESCO World Heritage Site. And let's see if we can grab some breakfast on our way. See you guys. Bye bye. So we are at the city square now, which is like the center of here, and then that's the map of the region where we have the city, La Cité, and that's how we travel. So in Carcassonne we have discovered this place. I think this is a fresh produce market. So you can see all the fruits and vegetables around. This is the local produce. So look at how big the lemons are. So La Cité is on the other side of the river Aude, and on this side we were able to come to this wonderful small chapel. I think this is the chapel of Notre Dame de la Sainte, and then it's just beautiful and serene. Even a small structure like this is so beautifully carved with stained glass windows. It's wonderful. So that's Pranoy and Apurv taking some snaps near the chapel. So that's like La Cité, the fortress city. And even as we are headed there, I can already see cobblestones. So I'm guessing inside you'll have more of it. This is Point Vieux, Point Vaux, I think. And you can see this wonderful bridge that through this river, I think this is the river Aude, through this river Aude connects to the city there. So you can see how serene it is. There are ducks flying and lying down inside this wonderful river, and around the river you can see manicured gardens, grass around where you can walk, lay down, I guess. And on this side you have this view here. Hello, hi. So I hope you're able to see behind me the La Cité, which is the fortress city, and I'm standing on this bridge that that crosses the river Odd. And just let me tell you something about this city. So this last city, the fortress city, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is it is protected to capture the medieval period of the 11th, 12th centuries, and to look at the wonderful double walls of the city, and roads, the cobblestone roads, and the labyrinths of ways that goes between the city. So let's see how this wonderful city unfolds. So we are almost at the entrance, and you can see this big moat surrounding the fortress, and then those are the different towers, which I presume would be filled with archers who would shoot us as we would enter. So this is one of the gates that allows you to enter into the last city. Okay, so finally we are entering into this city, and you can see here the drawbridge, the chains that hold the bridge up, and then as we enter into the medieval times, it takes us past into how time would have been in this area. You can see the roads. The roads are all, these are cobblestone paved roads, and you can see these big walls. This is the double wall architecture. So you have one wall outside and then another wall inside, and I think this was the result of the once in the 12th and 13th century when the French crown took this up. They further fortified the city with two walls now, and that's a wonderful sculpture and huge tall walls that takes you, it's from the small door, small gate inside the city. So you can see the roads are narrow, and you can just walk around and
शाम को खोलते हैं.
so we have come to this place, Le Trouver, for breakfast. Let's see what we have. So we took some breakfast here. There were two different formulas. This is Formula 1, which is jam and butter, that's right. And this is chocolatine, which is having chocolate inside. So super. We're waiting for our tea and coffee to come. So we're just outside the castle, and this is what the entrance to the castle looks like. We bought an online ticket for 10:45, and it started to rain a bit, and then we have Apurv here who is wearing his car cover to protect him from the rain. So yeah, we're just looking to pass some time before we can enter this. We can enter this magnificent fortress walls and look at the ramparts, walk around.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है इसके अंदर. It's quite good here.
Yeah, the car really likes it. Yeah, this is what the bathtub looked like, and on a plank you have food served in the Middle Ages, and you can see all of this captures this aspect of society at that time. Hi, so you can see the hauberk maker would use these elements and make cuts or ingots and then sew them together to form these mesh. And the mesh looks something like this, which can be worn as an armor, which protects from, which is flexible first, so they can move around, be agile. At the same time, where be protect from knife and swords. They were really costly. They were passed on from one generation to the other. So we have entered in, and you can see she's asked us to go to the second floor. So let's see what the second floor look like.
Oui.
And that's the moat to the castle. So in the middle of the castle there's this video room which continuously runs on loop to show the different parts of the castle, and it is a good reminder to see the entire image at one go. And if we come outside, we have this which is a miniature model, I think it's in building, of the entire castle area, and to look at what that looks like. They're going to make something like this, and it's in progress. Okay, from inside of the castle you can see some beautiful views of this courtyard, and even the views outside is amazing. So this is one of the highest towers in the entirety of the castle, and you can see it's so pretty out here. Wow, so look at this amazing view of the city outside, but then also the castle inside. And I think behind there, if you can see, that's the Saint Nazaire Basilica, and then here you can see the other parts of the city, La Cité. It's beautiful. Okay, that's the place where we entered from, and this is the moat area of the castle. So that space there would allow the soldiers to be ready for an exit. Yeah, it's like we have traveled to another time in another era. So we're walking on the four sides of the castle. So now we are entering into the last phase, walking down this wooden stairs and onto the stone walls of this side. So we went through all the four sides of the castle, and yeah, it's very windy out here today. So it's very cold. So we're wearing stuff, and you can see here the beautiful castle of La Cité. So we have completed the first part of the visit, which is the castle, that castle and the top area. Now we are moving towards the rampart. Okay, so this is the rampart area, which is the boundary, I think, of what we are allowed to go through. And this is the moat inside for the castle. Still walking around and then going ahead in. Okay, we are at the restaurant and we are eating our food. This is the well-known cassoulet,
ज़्यादा हो गए थे
a cheese pizza, and fries for.
आलू की भुजिया है.
Okay, so cassoulet is a stew with beans and duck and pork, cooked for a long time, and it's like very famous here in France.
sauce?
Let's see.
MET
ETA. Meta. Two bulls.
यार तो ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि इसमें एक भी वावेल नहीं है सेकेंड लेटर.
Okay, hello. So we have, after a hearty meal in a local restaurant where we
Not for
ate.
all. Not for all.
So Apurva has something to say about the meal.
Not a good meal for all. Yes, something was there. वो रेड ब्लिंक कर रहा है.
Yeah. So Apurv, being a vegetarian, he has very limited options. So wherever we go, he orders just one thing, and that is fries. And interestingly, the fries that they had in this restaurant was not according to Apurv's taste, because it was real potatoes cut and fried rather than the French fries that you get from the frozen food. Either ways, I had a really good meal. Cassoulet was really tasty. It was made of real boiled beans and pork, and I think it was duck meat, and it was very tasty. And Pranay had a meal as well. I don't know if he liked it.
cheese pizza along with ice cream and onion soup as a starter. Onion soup I did not like it. Cheese pizza not bad, and ice cream as usual okay.
Okay, so those were our meal experiences. Let's continue. So now we are headed towards Musée d'Inquisition, and it's a museum that records one of the grim histories of this land of Carcassonne and La Cité, where there was a war, and let's see what the museum holds for us to see. So a short walk away, we have now come to the Museum of Inquisition. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see these torture devices. They were prisons, where Apurva is so happily going into. But then this would be for the men, and the women would be locked here with their legs inside these poles and then locked. Sadly, the cameras are not allowed inside the museum, so this is most we can capture. Maybe we can capture our experience after we have been through the museum inside. Okay, so we saw the Museum of Inquisition, Musée d'Inquisition, which is basically different torture devices that were used in the early medieval ages and around that time for different things, like punishing people who are heretics or extracting truths from people by putting them under torture. Devices that were used to kill people in variety of ways. It was very gruesome. I'm so thankful that cameras were not allowed inside, because I did not want to record any of those. It was a grim time in history where such things existed. So sad to see this. Yep, not much to say. Hello, hi again. So we are now headed towards the cathedral, which is like the Basilica of Saint Nazaire, and you can see this here. And we will go inside and see what this looks like. But let me show you from out what does this seem. You can see all these big windows with stained glass on them. Just imagine from inside, it would be really cool to look at this. See. Hey, hi everyone. So we have now come out of the last city, which is this castle, and it was an amazing time inside. It's just that it's got very cold now and it's evening, so we have almost seen everything that was supposed to be seen in La Cité, as far as I think, as far as the different tourist guides that I have read said. And we'll just roam around this La Cité, around Carcassonne for a while before we head back to Toulouse through our bus, which is at 9:30. See you. Bye bye. I'll keep you posted if something interesting comes up. So we just decided to go around the entire fortress to see if there are any weak points through which the enemy can attack into the city.
I will bring 7.
So interestingly, walking around, we saw that there is a small gate here that takes you inside the first wall at least. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So this comes from outside the fort and you enter into the center area. This is where the trebuchets would be for the attack, and then that's like the inner wall, the inner fortified city that takes you inside. So your exploration. We'll head back outside to complete our tour, the circle around the outer wall. See you.
The party.
Okay, so from here there is one more entrance, but it seems it's closed, so this could be another entrance into the inner walls and so on. But from down here the castle walls look so amazing. You can see like this, it actually forms a great skyline, right? Super. Okay, so on this side of the La Cité, there isn't any proper roads, so we are just walking on this off-road trek of a sort and going ahead. So that's me, and that's Apurv and Pranay.
Too cold to say anything.
Hi.
Okay. So we are down and you can again see the river Odd next to us, and I think there's one of its tributaries that's going from this side, but then it's a nice path to walk through and we'll just walk for a while.
The streets.
The streets are narrow and बोल ले, तू ही बोल ले साले। बोल ले, क्या बोल रहा है? बता।
Sorry.
हाँ, बैठ के दारू पीते हैं बड़े जग में।
क्या?
कुछ नहीं, मैं बोल रहा था कि मूवीज का सीन रहता है ना जहाँ दारू पीते हैं। अच्छा लग रहा है।
So this is Apurv in his really funny raincoat material. Can you see this one wall, and then all the tree, the roots of the tree, the branches, somehow they have just extended to the entire wall. That's very common to see this here. Beautiful. Okay, so this is the place through which the gate could be closed. Yes, Apurv and
That's
Pranay.
absolutely fantastic.